Hey, how's everyone doing? So we have Marilyn, a little homestead by the beach. I almost messed it up. We have Melissa from Little House in the Big Woods, Tammy Rebel Canners, Tracy at T-Hand141 Homestead, and we have Len Bucket List Homestead is here as well. And we have Angie and probably Mike in the background somewhere, MiAnU Acres. That's awesome to have you here, guys. Thank you so much. How's the are you guys still on the cloud? Okay, I just want to make sure I hear something in the background. Like when I got back home Monday night, it was snowing. I didn't want to be in the snow. I left Ontario and Quebec. It was so nice. Like t-shirt weather, kind of nice. And then as soon as I crossed the border for New Brunswick, it was snow. It didn't stay, but still, it's not fun to see. Hello, Scott. Thank you very much for stopping by. Back to reality, right? Hello, Wild Edibles. Thank you so much for being here. We had plus 20 Celsius yesterday and today. I think it got a little bit colder tonight. It's supposed to rain. Um, sorry, I'm still a little bit tired. We're supposed to get a little bit colder weather, but like +1, +2 during the night, and around +10 to +15 during the day for the next week. But then after that, from what I can see anyway, I know it's the weather has time to change very often, but for now, it looks like it's gonna be warm enough to plant some stuff outside. +30 Celsius, nice. Down from the clouds. Yeah, I'm so glad that I wasn't working on Tuesday. It was cold, but I still managed to go outside and plant some stuff because I came back from the conference with a bunch of plants, a bunch of presents, a bunch of memories. That's the most important thing. Um, I got to meet Tracy face to face for the first time. I got to meet Thomas from Life in the Valley for the first time. I met Karen, Buttercup, and Fern. It was awesome. Yes, hit the like button. Thank you so much. I'm not like Robert. I show my face some, but not lots. You like being behind. You like being behind the camera, but it's okay. Like you have nothing to be ashamed of. Hello, Wendy. Thank you so much for being here. Yep, the T-shirt. So that's a present from Lynn. No need for weed when you're addicted to seeds. So that word here can be interpreted in two different ways. Of course, we're talking gardening. So that's the kind of weeds we're talking about, right? Um, and then I also got this. Well, I bought it. To be fair, I bought it. I bought 5 notepads from Thorhaven Farm for the kids. I came back home with a bag of tea from the lady that was working there selling some tea. Um, Funny thing, I was at the farmers market um, maybe just before Christmas, or maybe it was just after. I don't remember. It's been a few months, and I was looking at the tea that this woman had, and it was kind of cool, like all those different flavors, and like they all seemed to be like homemade. So I asked the lady, like, are you the one picking all the stuff up? Like, is it 100% forage or homegrown? And she's like, no, it's a lady from Ontario that has a business, and she sends me some stuff so I can sell it for her here. Turns out the first lady I met at the conference was the owner of that company, and she was looking for someone uh, to harvest shaga. So she gave me one free bag. I don't remember the name of the company, but I promised I was gonna go ask one of the guy at the farmers market that harvests a lot of shaga, and we'll see if we can work something out. Like, I haven't spoken to that guy yet. Maybe he's not interested at all, but at least I'll keep my part of the bargain. I'll go talk to him and try to convince him to harvest shaga for her. I mean, he's working to buy it. He's working to sell it. So if someone's willing to buy it, maybe he'll be happy to do so. Yeah, I kind of noticed you guys connected. You stayed together for a long time. I heard something, I think, about you coaching one of his friend or something like that. Um, there was so many people there that I wanted to see. I didn't have time to talk like for a long time with everyone. I hope Thomas doesn't feel like I left him behind. I was glad to see that he found someone to hang out with a little bit. Hello, Cindy Squirrel Off Grid. Thank you so much for being here. I thought you were going to be at the conference. I don't know if I misunderstood or if it's someone else that misunderstood. Someone told me you were going to be there. You love your weeds. The nasty weeds in the garden. Yep. Hello, Marcy. Thank you so much for being here. Want to plan a comfrey this weekend, but there will be -1 Celsius next week. Yeah, mines are outside. Uh, I mean, I planted it last year, so if it's considered a perennial, the plant should know when to come out, so it should be all right. I have some shaga to harvest, but I am not sure if there's a special time or way to harvest it. From what I understand, Tracy, um, I think you have. There's no specific time to harvest it, but they say it's better in the fall. If you harvest it in the fall, I guess it's better. And they say you should just take a little chunk of it, like not the whole thing, because it takes a long time to grow. So if you take the whole thing, well, you're just letting the tree die, and you're removing all the shaga, so the shaga dies. So I guess you have to just harvest a little bit. We have 2 nights coming next week at 1 degree Celsius. 1 degree. That's awesome. Fisherman 506. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. She went to the other one, not the original. Not sure what that means, but then again, I'm tired. The shaga I just found is nice, but halfway up the tree. It's always like that. It's always way up there where you can't reach it. Hello, Maureen. Thank you so much for being here. I haven't forgotten about your challenge. I still have it open right there. It's in a separate tab. I know that I have to do that. Well, not that I have to. I want to do that. It's just been very, very busy since I got back, planting all the stuff I got. Plus, tomorrow it's my daughter's mini and ball provincials, and I'm an assistant coach, so I kind of have to be there. Sunday it's Mother's Day. I will try to do some of the stuff in the morning. I need to call the guy to come and till my garden a little bit. I know, Marie-Laine, it's not going to kill the weeds, but it's going to mix it up a little bit and bring it to the surface so that at least the soil is a little bit softer and I can go and remove the big chunks of grass or weed that's there. Yeah, when it's cold, it's easier. We can take it at any time. That's what I saw too. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about Cindy Squirrel. She went to the one at North Ontario. Okay, makes sense. The tree is dying from the shaga. You won't really kill anything by removing parts of it. I will never take it all. It will regrow but slowly. Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing. Like if you take it all, what I meant was the tree's already dead, and you're just it's kind of a waste because you're removing the only thing on it that's still alive. Kind of. Look forward to see my video. There's a lot of questions on there. I still have no idea what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a little bit like you did. You know, some of the questions I will simply voice over and show the answer on screen instead. That way, it will change the image a little bit. Um, it won't be the same plain me just talking in front of a camera. When it's minus 30 Celsius, shaga comes off nice because it's frozen. A whack with a rock or hatchet, it comes off nicely. I always have my machete when I go grouse hunting because I never know if there's going to be a dead tree somewhere in the road. So if I see shaga, it's easy for me to go and harvest it. Oh, hi. So the conference, the trip itself. For me, it was a conference, but not just a conference. It was I left Wednesday morning. I saw deer, I saw moose, I saw foxes, I saw wild turkeys, which is something I don't see often. I saw a bunch of different geese. Um, I don't know what kind they are. Some were white, some were gray with black head. I don't know. I thought they were just called Canadian geese. Um, all right. Take care, Marcy. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, I got there Wednesday in the afternoon, around 3 p.m. Quebec time, because I was sleeping in Quebec. But the thing is, on since Darren was out of town and he was only coming home on Wednesday, I mean, I didn't want to arrive at his place, before him and not allow him to spend some time with the family. So it was, Marilyn, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Um, nice. For part of the gas, I did not pay. You paid your part of the gas. You even brought me some plants. That was awesome. So yeah, Wednesday night I was going over at my cousin's place, which I haven't seen too often lately because of everything happened in the past 3 years. Um, so she was working until 7 p.m. and she's a hairdresser. So I stopped at Walmart. I needed to buy a sleeping bag. Um, so I bought a sleeping bag. I found some. Are they 16, 18 cells tray? They're the big ones. Um, yes, Jane, I did. And of course, at this time when I planted outside, it looks not dead, but like it's fading kind of. It's looks mushy, but I know it'll grow back. It's supposed to be raining later tonight, so hopefully that will help. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jane, lovely lady. She brought me some like a big, huge chunk of rhubarb. Um, I will I will let it take properly, and then once that's done, I will cut it in pieces and spread it a little bit all over. Hey, Robert, thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. It's a busy time of year, right? What happens at the conference stays at the conference, and everyone's respective YouTube channels. Yes, although there wasn't much this year that happened that we can't really talk about. There are a few things, of course, but it's not. Yeah, you missed a good one again. So there I was Wednesday. My cousin texted me saying, "Hey, if you want to come see where I work, here's my address. Just come and come in, and we can chat a little bit between my customers, my clients." So I'm sitting at Walmart. I write down the address. I look at my GPS. 3 kilometers away, 15 minutes. Um, I don't know about you guys, but for me, 3 kilometers, it's not going to take more than 3 minutes. Um, 60 kilometers per hour, it's not going to take more than 3 minutes. So I looked and it's like 15 minutes. Whoa, so the traffic, I hate traffic. And when I looked, 3 kilometers further, there was another Walmart. I mean, what's up with that? Two Walmarts, 3 kilometers apart. That's crazy. I thought that was just a cottage we couldn't talk about. Well, if you're not there to see, you shouldn't be talking about certain things unless you had a camera on your face and you knew about it, or there are some things that we can show. No, the hot tub was not ready. um I'm gonna have to go back for that hot tub. Urban Harvest, thank you so much for stopping by. Nice to see you here. Was a bummer to miss it. We did make the time count though. Huge amount of projects completed. Started getting the pigs tomorrow too. That's awesome. Hopefully next year you can make it. So many nice people there. It was so much fun. So I make it to my cousin's workplace. Talked a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what? Like, you're in the middle of work. I'm just gonna go for a walk. There's a Canadian Tire nearby. There's a Walmart across the street. So like I'll go for a walk. I get out of there. There's a Alchambo store where they sell like movies and books and board games and stuff like that. So I go in there, figured I kind of owed a Scrabble game to my kids, so I go and buy one, pay with my credit card. I got a little message on my cell phone. I didn't really bother with it. It's just like, okay, clear, and moved on. Um, so I decided to go to Walmart because I was missing a few things. Um, I needed to get some water for the cabin, the cottage. I needed to get some coffee. I didn't know Tracy was bringing some of the delicious coffee he had. Plus, there was a few things I wanted to grab, chocolate chips and stuff like that. So I put it in my GPS because I figured I can't drive in the city. Um, I follow the directions, get in the parking lot, so I feel pretty good by myself. Heading towards the parking lot, turn around the corner, boom! Everything is blocked. Constructions, bunch of loaders, trucks, everything. A bunch of signs, stop signs. Everything was just blocked. So I'm like, okay, my GPS is telling me to go there. I think I kind of see the blue in the corner, like the blue from the Walmart logo in the corner over there. I have no idea how to get there. So I go back on my steps and I arrived in front of a door that was like a big number one. So I figured, hey, that's a shopping mall. I saw some people coming out of there. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to walk to Walmart. Start walking in there. It must have took at least 15 minutes to make it to the other way. And apparently it's just a small shopping mall. But for me, it was a big one. 15 minutes later, after probably turning around a few times, turning in circle a few times, I get to the Walmart door. The lady closes the door in front of me. She looks at me and she's like, well, you can come in, but I'm shutting the door. So if you get something or if you buy something, uh, then you have to walk around to go back to your vehicle. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'll turn around, walk across the mall again, go get my vehicle. But I try to get in the parking lot and I can't. Well, she's like, you got to go the other way around, go through the stop sign and take the other entrance. So I'm like, okay, I'll try to do that. Um, so I go the other way around. After maybe 10 minutes, I managed to find a parking lot in front of the Walmart. Go in, buy a few things, like one of those plastic containers the Maryland kept talking about. Hey, Michael, nice to have you here. Michael Sharp, awesome gardener. So those plastic containers have little wheels on them, so it's gonna make it easier when it comes time to, bring the plants outside and back in and outside and back in to accustom the plants to the outdoor environment. So I bought two. I get to the cash, go to pay, put my credit card, decline. I'm like, okay, I'm 6 hours away from home. I'm heading to the Eastern Ontario's conference. This cannot be happening to me. Try again, decline. And you should know that I had about $200 worth of cash on me, but that $200 of cash was for the conference, was to pay for my entrance, um, was also in case there was like a real emergency at some point. If I had to pay cash, that meant I would leave it there and I would have to head back home. So I told the lady, I said, look, I'll go across where the customer service place is. I'll go try to talk to my credit card company to see what's going on. 15 minutes later, I was still on the phone waiting for them. So I figured I'll put it on speakerphone and I start, playing on my phone, and I see that I have one message from the phone. So I figured, it might have been something about the credit card earlier that I just cleared and I didn't really take time to look properly. So I go in there and it says, this transaction looks suspicious. If this is you, click yes. If this is not you, click no, and we will lock your card for good. So it was me, so I clicked yes, and suddenly I see the little message, your credit card will be reactivated. So I'm like, okay. That was not really off to a good start, but it worked. I was able to pay, made it to my cousin's. She has one of the most beautiful view I've ever seen. She lives somewhat in the mountains, and from when she wakes up, she's on the second balcony, and she sees like all the mountains. She's like 15 minutes away from the city of Quebec, but at the same time, she's a little bit further behind in the mountains. That's pretty cool. So I woke up Thursday morning, had breakfast, saw that beautiful view, and spoke to Darren, wondering what time he was going to be home. But he messaged me asking me if I wanted to go see where he works, his workplace. So I did. I went over there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Darren is a very lucky person on the job. The job he has is awesome. I mean, I say lucky. He deserves to have the job. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. But I mean, he's lucky to find a job where he can have that much fun. Really, I felt like this was almost like, okay, you can have fun, but you can work and have fun. I'm not gonna go into details. I don't know how much I was supposed to see and whatnot, but it was pretty cool. I got to meet the boss. Um, nice guy. Then I drove Darren to the airport. He was gonna go get a rental vehicle because he was going to the conference with a rental, going to work right after. So he told me to go to a specific place. It was going to meet me there, play at like a nursery, he said. Sorry. So we go there. Sorry. Heartburns. So we go there. I walk in with my little basket. I start looking forward. Like, I mean, it was the well, the place, like as far as I could see, was maybe like the size of a school gym, or probably even bigger than that. Um, yeah, I'd say it was at like probably, oh yeah, definitely bigger than that. Maybe like 200 yards long. And as far as I could see, all I could see was like tomato plants, strawberry plants, uh, pots and containers and buckets on one side, um, garden decorations on the other side, and way at the end, all I could see was a bunch of seeds, multiple racks of seed. I was like, wow, this is paradise. I start walking forward. I look to my left, and all I could see in the corridor was a bunch of plants everywhere. I swear to God, this store was as big as Costco, just for gardening stuff. I get, I go towards the plants. I get in there. It was huge, probably as big as a Walmart. All I could see were annual plants. And I didn't quite look at the end, because if I would have looked at the end, I would have freaked out probably right away. I looked on the other side, and I could see there was another hall, well, another entrance to another big area where um, seemed to be different plants. So I go there, and sure enough, it was a bunch of perennials, shrubs, fruit trees, and stuff like that. Well, the bigger trees were outside, um, but then again, this was huge, a bunch of perennials. When I looked to my left, there was like this huge freaking greenhouse. I swear to God. Um, I don't even know how to just to describe it. You had to be there. You have to see it to believe it. I swear it was as big as Costco. They had one place for perennial, one place for annual, one place for all the trees, spruce, maple trees, fruit trees. They had like maybe 20 racks of seeds, like probably like 6, 7 different companies of seeds. All different kind of potting soil, starter mix soil. Um, yeah, it was gardener's heaven. Um, it was paradise. It was a homesteader's paradise. It was definitely my kind of store as well. The only thing I bought, because I knew I was going to get a lot of stuff from friends, so I figured if I want to go and buy something that I am missing, I can go Monday morning on my way back. So all I bought was 2 little bushes of cranberries. They're about this big. I bought some. Um, what kind of sage was it? Any from Back to Basics Homestead asked me to look for some specific kind of sage. I don't remember exactly what kind it was. Anyway, I was able to find some, so I bought 2. She asked me to look for jasmine flowers. Um, I couldn't find the flower she was looking for. She was also looking for lupines. I was able to find some seeds that looked pretty cool. Um, yeah, like I said, it was paradise. Yeah, Thorhaven Farm mug. So I'm guessing you're either watching from the start, Michael, or you're just a little bit fast forwarding. It's all good. Either way, thank you. Yeah, love the mug. So after we shopped there, well, Darren had a bigger load than I did. We We went to his place, and when we got there, Maryland had just got there. She was still sitting in her car. Um, so we pretty much arrived at the same time. We brought our stuff inside, started making space in my vehicle for Maryland's stuff because she traveled with me. Darren was full of stuff he was selling at the conference. And we headed over to the cabin at Buckshot Lake. Just check back. You're right. That's okay. And yeah, so around 2-3 p.m. on Friday, we arrived at the cabin, the cottage. We left not too long after that for Mike and Angie's place, where Angie was waiting with delicious lasagna once again. She delivered. I tell you, she missed it once with Darren, and I guess she doesn't want to go through that humiliation again because I mean it was just awesome. Maryland broke, was it 2 or 3 plastic forks, and then as soon as we started laughing at her, she did this. We all did the same thing. I did the same thing. I think Jason from Plowman's backyard did the same thing too. That was 2. So that was tons of fun. And then we had a little music demonstration by Patrick Cost, that played the 10 drum Annie had on her last live stream. And you can see when someone has the music in him, like it was awesome. The following morning, it was conference. We left the conference. We wanted to be there early to help Darren, but it was just so much like fun just being there at the cabin, chatting, eating breakfast, drinking our coffee. Tracy, Patrick, Karen, Annie, Maryland, and I, was just like so relaxing. Yeah, Dave was the first at the conference, and he made a video showing it, and he wanted to be sure that I knew that he was there first. It made me laugh. So Michael's been weeding a lot. That's awesome. As soon as it starts to melt here, it starts to the weed starts growing, but it's part of it. It's part of life. And the conference was awesome. So many awesome subjects. We had Rob and Jenny from Denby View Ranch that were also at Angie's supper on Friday. They were talking about how to restore, was it a 200-year-old farm? That was pretty cool. There was another one talking about how not to be stressed or exhaustion on a homestead. There was another one on fermenting. There was another one on solar panels and like solar panel off grid. That was done by Tracy, T-Hand141 Homestead, and that was awesome. I did learn a lot. What was the other one now? Anyone who was there remembers what the other one was? There was a fermenting. There was the mental, like the one being tired on the homestead, restoring the farm, living off grid. There's another one I forget. But anyway, it was so much fun. Chris and Steph got there with their little baby lamb. Yeah, how not to burn out was the last one. How not to get tired on the homestead, but it's the second one that I forget. Is it the second one? Yeah, 10-meter diet. That's the one. That's the one I didn't see. That's the one that I missed. Something about diet from the garden or something like that. Yeah, that looked pretty cool. It's just that I had ordered some stuff and promotional items. And the guy that was delivering it got to the location, so I had to get out and go have a talk with him. I got to meet Thomas from Life in the Valley. Scott was there. Dave was there. Marilyn, Annie, Mike, Angie, Lynn, Dave Knight was there. Rob and Jenny, Kendra and Jason, their daughter, Chris and Steph, Patrick and Kay. Um, I know I'm probably forgetting someone. I'm sorry. There was so many people. It was so awesome. Um, I also got to see the lady again from last year that sold me this delicious wild grape jelly. It was really uh, sorry, I'm yawning a lot. It was a really big vendor here in my place. Like everyone loved it. I didn't have a chance really to try it, so I figured I was gonna buy a lot this year. When I got to her little booth, she had five of those, and I told like I want the five of them. I promised two of them to my colleagues, and three is not gonna be too much for me. um, there's also another one that I tried that I bought. I haven't tried it yet. I got the free bag of tea. I came back home. Well, on Sunday was a little bit more relaxed. We did go at Mike and Angie's for lunch. She made some sandwiches and the rest of the lasagna that was left. Oh, and on Saturday for supper, we got to go all of us at the same spot to eat some takeout. And Tracy tried the Canadian poutine, and I told him since he can't really cross anything over at the borders, I was gonna pay for his supper. It really wasn't that expensive. It was really nice to be able to do that, Tracy. I'm glad you let me do it. Poutine, see, he loved it so much. He wanted to go and get a second one, but then he kept thinking he was fat. So I don't know. I don't think you're fat, Tracy. You look great, buddy. You look great. Um, so yeah, Saturday, pretty much everyone came back at the cabin. Well, Annie had to go home. Patrick and Kay left also. But Mike and Angie, Maryland, Darren, Dave, Steph and Chris, Lynn and David, they all came to the cabin. We had some fun. We chatted. We had a few drinks. It was fun. Um, yeah, you're too tall to be fat, Tracy. The next morning, yeah, so that's it. The next morning, we had breakfast. We went for lunch at Mike and Angie's, and then Marilyn and I left. We went to visit Hickorycroft Farm. They were working outside in their garden. We didn't go the full tour like we did last year. We knew pretty much what was out there. We traded a few plants, um, and then we left. We went over at Annie's from Back to Basics Homestead. We visited her property as well. It's pretty cool when you go somewhere for the first time. Like in my mind, I have pretty much figured out the way everything was set up. But it's just like sometimes I thought maybe this was deeper, this was more on the left, more on the right. It's those kind of details that you make in your head, and it wasn't really quite the same thing. But I'm amazed about how well organized her garden is. It's not for nothing that she grows so much food in such a small property, because everything is perfectly designed from my point of view anyway. And yes, we got to see the baby lamb Tink again. That was cool too. Um, and then we arrived at Thorhaven Farm again on Sunday night, pretty late. We got there, everyone was already sleeping except for Bridget's older son. kind of feel bad about that. It's I don't know. We got there. Bridget was sleeping. Darren was not even there. We went to bed. Got up the next morning. Bridget was waiting for us with a coffee. Um, I mean, we were treated like kings. Bridget and Darren. I can never say thank you enough um, for being such amazing host. The supper, the breakfast, the cabin, the place to stay. Um, it was just amazing. Well, everyone at the conference was just awesome. Um, Lynn gave me this T-shirt, and I was coming back from work today, and I was thinking I didn't get you anything, Lynn. I don't know if you're still there, but I'm sorry I didn't get you anything. Um, I know I got you a little something on Christmas, but it was for Christmas. It's something else. Um, I will make it up to you though. I will get you something at some point, and I will give you something back. I know you didn't give me this because you wanted to have something back, but I kind of feel bad because I brought wine for pretty much everyone, but then Marilyn doesn't drink, Tracy doesn't drink, and Lynn doesn't drink. So Marilyn, I had what did I give you? I had one of those plastic lids. I feel like I gave you something else. Little piece of Heaven Farm. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, the little plastic sprout lid. Did I give you anything else? I thought I gave you something else. Well, I'm sorry, I did not. All right, yeah, I arrived at the conference. Um, Still not much. Yeah, but it was your stickers and card. Yeah, it's true. I gave some stickers and card to a lot of people that were there. And Tracy, I bought him. I paid for his supper, so that was kind of my way to say thank you for being awesome. Um, and no worries, Tracy. I mean, you've already done a lot. Just the support, the friendship. Um, Next year I will though. I have to work my way up to being Serge. Well, I think you'd be allowed to bring presents. Um, I don't know how that would work. Like you probably can't bring plants or seeds, but you could probably bring some merch. I mean, you had stickers. I didn't even get a sticker from you. Now that I think of it, I think I don't have one single sticker from you. I'll have to go and buy a T-shirt because I want to have one of your T-shirt. And yeah, I'll buy a sticker at some point. So yeah, Tracy left with a coffee crisp chocolate bar and two different brands of chips. I think it was all dressed Lay's and all dressed Ruffles. So my favorite ones are the Ruffles, of course. And so yeah, Monday I left, came back home. As soon as I crossed the New Brunswick borders, it was um, it was snowing. Oh, no worries, Tracy. I should have just asked. You had some there, just forgot to ask. Yes, Tracy got an education on the Canadian culture in both official languages. um, so yeah, um, Tracy was surprised how in French we don't pronounce the last letter too often. Um, like my girlfriend's name is Manon, Manon, but the last N you don't pronounce it. Like English people will tend to call her Manon, but it's MiAnU. But we were trying to explain to Tracy that in French, en and an makes it makes a sound in makes eh. On makes on. So it was a struggle for him to understand that for a little while, and he kind of made jokes about that the whole weekend. They were both gone before I hit Watertown. Awesome. And it's funny because we were heading over to Chris and Steph, and we followed you for a while, and then the GPS told us to take a shortcut, and we arrived like 15 minutes later, like right behind you. So it wasn't really a shortcut. And then on the highway at some point we passed you. I don't know if you noticed that it was even us. I know the kids. I know Anthony won a sticker from Back to Basics Homestead. He chose the one he wanted. It was one about the coffee. I live on coffee or something and coffee or something like that. I know Alexa won a sticker. I missed which one she won, so I don't know what sticker she's getting. I know Claudie won 3 times. She is giving her mug away to Lucas. Not sure who the mug comes from. And I don't remember what's the second thing that she won, but I know that she won the apron from Rebel Canners. So I told my daughter, now you hold Tammy at Rebel Canners, a lot of watch time and a lot of comments and a lot of thumbs up. Because when it was Annie's live, Annie's giveaway, Tammy won something. I think it was flower seeds, and she gave it away to Claudie. So Claudie has the seeds here, and she won apron from Tammy on Tracy's live stream. So, okay, the mug is from you and the Clyde's planner. So, do I have to contact them, or will you just give him my address, him or her? So she won a planner. Okay, she didn't. She wasn't sure what was the thing that she won. That's awesome. And then the shirt that who was it that won my shirt? Just a sec. I think I have something open here with the email. Yes, Suzanne E. Goulet won a T-shirt, and yeah, so it's on its way now. Yeah, Suzanne Goulet. Oh, there she is. Yes, and I got the tracking number today. But as far as I can see, it was not sent yet. So as soon as it's sent, I will give you the tracking number. Well, I can still give you the tracking number now if you want. It's just that it's still showing as details only available for shipment made within the last 120 days. So let's see if that's right. For some reason, I don't know. It should be on its way anyway. Claudie, where we don't pronounce the E at the end. Yes, that's true, Marilyn. Can I see the tracking here? It's not loading. So I have the tracking number. Okay, I will copy that and send it to you right now, Suzanne. Okay, I'm just gonna go short and sweet since I'm on the live. So what I'm sending you is a tracking number from USPS. US. Is that what it is? US. UPS. UPS mail. Might as well copy the whole thing. So. You're in the States, so it should be to your place pretty quickly. All right, so I'm guessing in a week you should have it. No, I'm not showing the tracking number. I didn't show you. I just sent it to her. Yes, I know. And I have to say Mike's eyes are intense. It was funny because last year we were just chatting the whole gang, and Mike was sitting next to me, and Annie sent me a message, and she's like, have you noticed Mike's eyes? Like they're really like a different color, like a different green. So I'm like, no, but I'll check. And I was like this, sitting next to Mike, and I just go like this. So Mike's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm looking at your eyes. So he was like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, it was funny. It was funnier in person. Like you had to be there to laugh. It was funny. You miss Brody? um, yeah, nice dog. Last year was Maggie. Maggie was all over me last year. She kept following me everywhere. We kept laughing because I'm the one that actually um, gave them the idea for the name, and it's like she knew it. But this year, I don't know, she was too excited. Brody was following me everywhere because I had food. Um, so I came back home with 2 asparagus plants, 20 red raspberries, 20 yellow raspberries, toothache plant, um, 2 or 3 depending on how you put it, because there's one of the plant that's making an arch and going back in the soil in order to try to make some more roots. And those are black raspberries. I also got thornless blackberries and some blackberries with thorns. I came back home with a few gemstones, special rocks, quartz, amethyst, some other ones I don't know. That was pretty cool. That was pretty nice of Angie. What else? What else? White currants cuttings, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna take. They're doing well right now. Came back home with rhubarb. I know there's another plant. I don't remember the name. Um, what else? Oregano. I think it was oregano from Chris and Steph. Um, what else? What else? I got a bunch of stickers. I got a bunch of little badge that Darren gave me. I received some lemon balm. Yeah, it's true, from Chris and Steph. Yeah, and Angie gave me some mint. Yeah, the rose hip barbecue sauce. Um, I mean, it, it's insane. Friendship we have, it's unexplainable. Like 3 years ago, we didn't even know each other. We just started talking because of YouTube. We started talking more and more and realized we had more in common than, only the garden. Um, we became friends, um, and seeing each other um, in person, some for the first time and some for the second time, it made those friendship real. Yeah, those shiny flakes you and Angie found. Yeah. Um, I'm pretty sure that it is what we think it is, because we were just at the surface. Black flies bite. I didn't get any bites, but I saw a lot of black flies. Um, I saw a bunch of wild turkeys. That was cool. I always find them so cool. If there's anyone in the chat that knows, I have a question. Like, we go grouse hunting. We don't see the grouse on the paved road. We'll see them in the woods on the side of the road. The turkeys we see, the wild turkeys we see, does it represent the amount of wild turkeys there is? Or is it like what you see is what you get kind of thing? I know I'm asking that because we saw so many wild turkeys. And by the amount of turkeys we saw by driving on a paved road, if that's related to the amount of wild turkeys there is, like, I mean, everyone should be able to hunt like 10 turkeys a year. That was just insane. Like, I'm asking because, for example, deer in the winter, they'll herd together. And people will be like, I just saw like 25 deers. It's amazing. You guys complain you don't see any in the woods when you go hunting. There was 25 in my backyard. Yeah, but the 25 that were in your backyard are the only 25 deers we have in the area because they herd together. People don't seem to understand that. But I'm just wondering, like the turkeys, I think the population are rising and people just haven't gotten back into hunting them a lot. Yeah, I wonder if that's just the case or. Oh. And you're right, Marilan. I bought some things also. Corn cob jelly or something similar to that I bought from that lady Judy. Um, Jane was such a nice lady. I mean, the amount of rhubarb she gave me was just awesome. Um, this time of year they are really visible because they're mating. Okay, see that was one of the answers I was looking for. So they're out because they're mating. A little bit like the grouse in the fall, they're mating. You'll see that the male and the female is a little bit more often together. Yes, totally. Jane rocks. She's awesome. I also met Karen from Buttercup and Ferns Homestead. Um, who else? Marcy was there also. I forgot about Marcy. Well, I didn't forget about her, but I mean, I didn't name her earlier. We took a nice group picture. I saw Scarlett again. How to grow a garden with Scarlett. I bought some of those honey brownies that were made without sugar. They put honey instead. Yeah, we saw Dane. Dana D. Shade. He was there also. Nice man, nice guy also. I didn't know who he was. And Bettina Horton was there. I didn't get a chance to meet her. I don't know. It's just, I'm finally getting back from that cloud that I was on. It's been a week already. A week ago, we were at Mike and Angie's having fun listening to Patrick play the tank drum and, getting to know each other a bit more. And it was just so cool. What else did I bring? What else did I bring back home? I had a few seed trays. Annie gave me a few trays also. Buttercup in Fern Homestead. Karen is here. I was just talking about you. Yes, I bought the mittens from Hickory Croft. I came back with some tea. So many things, so many things. It was hard with all these YouTubers there. Keep from, yeah, I know. It was, yeah, it was nice. I said that I met a lot of amazing people at the conference, and that you were there with your. I don't know if it's your husband or your boyfriend. I'm gonna say husband because um, I don't remember his name though. I know you're Karen. Just don't remember his name. But that was cool. So Tuesday when I got home, it was a day of planting stuff. I planted the rhubarb. I planted all the raspberries. I planted the currants, the blackberries. Danielle, okay, yeah, that rings a bell now. Yeah, Danielle, Mayut, Mayut or Mayot, Mayut. Well, it should be in French. It looks like a French name. Mayot. Um, I planted my cranberries also, and of course I couldn't resist. I went to the store. I didn't buy seeds. I'm proud of myself. I didn't buy seeds, but I bought two plants. I bought two red currants plants. Oh, and I went back today and bought two black currant plants. I miss so much of the people. Next time I'm shadowing you or me. Yeah, well, I turned around in circle the whole time, and after a few times, I just stayed in the middle, made sure I could see everyone that was coming in. Yeah, plants are just mature seeds, but they're not exactly seeds. Mayot. Okay, Mayot, like, yeah. Okay, Mayot. Mayot. Okay, I think I have it. Mayot. Okay, makes sense. I can see it. Not seeds yet. They will provide me with some seeds, which will save me from buying seeds later. Uh, so, like I said, tomorrow morning I'm heading over to the Anball Provincials with my daughter, my girlfriend, and my other daughter wanted to come, and I'm gonna get back home. We have a little party. Um, we're not sure if we're just gonna jam, play some music, or if someone's gonna be there playing music. But I want to take video of the little shack my buddy built, and it's pretty cool because that's where we had our New Year's Eve party, and it was actually very warm. And the only problem is it was leaking a lot, but it was the first winter. He's supposed to have fixed it by now. It's supposed to be fixed. But he will show us what he did and how you can save a lot of money making a little shack or shelter, or it. Oh, man, it's almost like a cabin. He has a few sofas in there. He's got Wi-Fi. Has a few boosters, so he was able to watch the hockey game. Um, things like that. So I won't say any more, but he will be giving me a little tour of his shack when I go there. Sunday is Mother's Day. Um, I'll take take the occasion to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day, especially my mom. I don't know if she's watching. She usually doesn't watch my live streams. She finds them to be too long. But I was really lucky to have a mother like this. Always been there for me, and I can talk to her about anything. And going to bed, I did not have a day off to get everything done after the conference, and there's a lot to do this weekend. All right, Magdalene, thank you for stopping by. See you later. um, what else I wanted to say about that? My girlfriend also, she's also an amazing mom. Um, we've got 5 amazing kids, and I can never be grateful enough for all that she does for us. Um, you know, she's going to be my wife in the future, and she's a great mom. She's an awesome mom. She made my dream come true. Okay, enough of the feelings talking there. So next week, I'm supposed to have my order coming in from Pépinière Ancestrale, which means that I have 2 Saskatoon berry trees coming, 6 grapes, 6 red currants, American hazelnut, uh, another sort of cranberry bush, which I don't know, and I think I counted, it's like 23 items total, but 2 of them are not for me. So that's a lot of stuff that I will have to plant. Plus, I have my elderberries here that I have to start getting accustomed to the weather outside because I need to plant them too. I also have another plum tree coming, and as I was planting, I had some stuff left from last year that I didn't plant because I didn't have time. Plus, there's a little bit of me being lazy, plus a little bit of me being tired, plus a little bit of me not thinking about it. So there's a few things that were not planted that were still in their pots, and luckily for me, they survived. So I will take those plants and plant them. I have 1 blueberry shrub to plant. I had 2 ascaps, and they were planted, but one of them I think is dead, but the other one is still going strong. I have 2 raspberries to plant also. So I will be planting these, and I'm thinking about taking the ones I have from the side of my house and bring them behind the property with the rest of them. All right, take care, Tracy. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, we'll talk later. Have a great night. How long I've been here? I've been here since 2010. The thing is, though, the only thing I did the first year I was here, the first summer and the second summer, 2010, I arrived here late July, beginning of August. I was getting ready to have a baby, so we didn't really do much. I planted a few pine trees, and they're gone now. They're dead by now, so I took them out. I planted a bunch of cedars the following summer to make some sort of fencing around what I thought was gonna be the little kids' playground with trampoline and things like that. But in the end, I ended up planting a bunch of apple trees, raspberries, rhubarb, and things like that. And that's where I had my garden for a while. That was just like 8x6, even 4x6 at some point. I also planted some gooseberries and I'm thinking about bringing them behind the house also. Um, I have some apple trees that I would love to bring behind the house. The only thing is, um, behind the house, there's a lot of rocks. You get about that much soil, and then you hit rocks. So the little shrubs and the bushes, I don't mind, but I have to be careful where I plant my stuff because I hit rocks pretty quickly. So plus there's like 2 or 3 apple trees that are definitely too big to move. Um, okay, so I won't feel bad about not having my fruit tree planted yet. How long have you been there? I planted my first apple tree, I think it was in 2012. And the following spring, um, there was something that ate it. The main stem was all eaten. So I thought for sure the tree was dead. Uh, Luckily for me, there were 2 branches growing up, and those were still alive. So what I did was cut the dead middle part, and I let the 2 other branches grow. From what I was told, I should have picked one side and have one main stem and get rid of the other one. But the 2 of them are really growing well, and the bottom part that was still alive is also growing with them. So the tree was like this at some point, and it's now like going like this. Um, it took about another 5 years after that before I started having apples. But when I did, it didn't stop. Last year they were not that good. It was a crappy year for apples, but we still managed to get a lot. We just had to give them most of them to the chickens. 18 months. This is our second summer. Yeah, don't worry. It's one at a time. I mean, it's expensive. It is. Um, Best thing to do, depending on what you like and on what you want, is try to find someone with cuttings. Um, Maybe not next year because my plants are still young, but the following year, if I go to the conference, I will be able to bring a lot of cuttings. Um, Either if it's ass caps or elderberries, plum trees, gooseberries, white, red, black currants, a bunch of fruit trees like that. You can always put some money aside in the spring. You go and you make a big order. You get a bunch of stuff you need. Um, you can graft a few apple trees also. I guess it's pretty easy to do. I've never done it, but it's doable. Just one at a time. I have a big strawberry bed that's doing great. People tell me that it spreads and I should um, cut and remove some of the plants. I just like leaving it like this. I let it go, and if it spreads, it spreads. It's strawberries. It's not gonna kill me even if it spreads. So 18 months. That don't feel bad if you don't have everything done. It takes a while to build a strong food forest. We also have rocky areas, some exposed Canadian shield rocks, some sand, and our lower acre is gorgeous fluffy soil. Awesome. Well, find a place where you can grow your fruit trees, and then you go there. You plant your stuff there. Hello, Thomas. Life in the Valley. Thank you so much for stopping by. I was actually talking about you earlier, um, about how I was happy that I got to meet you there. Um, Hopefully, you enjoyed the event. I know you didn't go inside too much. You were more interested in meeting everyone, and that's totally normal. That's what we did the first year too. um, you were impressed by the booth because you ended up buying some little chicks. They're still doing great. Structure first and planting. Sweet. I do have asparagus and elderberry and a volunteer rhubarb came up from out of nowhere. I had peas planted there last year. Awesome. Um, Structure, depending on what you want or what you need, um, it's something that sometimes you can get for cheap, like very cheap. You can even get it for free. I was able to find a few smelt shanties for chicken coop. I use them as chicken coops, and they're doing great. Chickens don't need much. Then, if you want to have something, if you want to have rabbits, that's something totally different. And depending on what kind of animals you want, it's different also. I'm sorry, my internet seemed to be going like on and off, fair to good to great to fair to could be better. Maybe I'll be lagging a little bit. It's usually not doing that. It hasn't been doing that for a long time. But I would also suggest, though, Karen, if you have a way of getting some fruit trees, do it now, because the longer you wait, the longer you'll be without having fruits. Now, I don't know in your area if you have any wild fruits, because I know here we have wild apples. Wild apples around here are all over the place. I can probably, in a good season, harvest easily 200 pounds of apples out of wild apples. It's the same with hazelnuts. Well, not that much pound of hazelnuts, but it's still there's a lot of them that we can harvest. I can harvest wild strawberries, wild raspberries, wild blueberries. There's also choke cherries that we could harvest. I want to harvest some of those this year. One of my colleagues told me that he wanted to have some choke cherries to make wine. So for uh, every 2 pounds of choke cherries I bring, it'll make me 1 pound of those cherries into wine for me. Sooner rather than later, not much while that we know of yet. Okay. Um, if you haven't been there for a long time, sometimes it's just a matter of finding something. I know where Angie was on her property. There's a lot of blackberries growing, and apparently they spread like crazy. So, that's something that you can look for maybe in the woods. It's probably out there somewhere. What else? What else do we have in the wilds? We have wild mushrooms, but that's something that's more delicate. If you don't know what you're harvesting, just be careful about what you're getting. The mushrooms, the fiddleheads. There are other plants that we can forage also. You just have to be careful because there's a lot of lookalikes, and you wouldn't want to be eating something that could potentially kill you. I saw something last year that looked a lot like wild cranberries. From what I understand, that's what it would be, especially since I heard they can grow um, near the blueberries. But if it's the wrong thing, I'm dead. So I'm not going to eat it until I know 100% for sure. Whole Gardening and Prepping, thank you so much for being here. We do have wild raspberries, but they don't seem to fruit. Oh, that's not fun. Here, they're all over the place. I can go and start harvesting hazelnut for 4 hours. At the same time, my girlfriend can be harvesting raspberries for 4 hours. Um, I'm hoping that we have enough on my property in the next few years so that we don't have to go get the ones in the woods. But it's still pretty cool to have around. Selge has some, I think they're called dewberries on his property. They're almost like raspberries, but they grow underground. They're kind of a mix of raspberries and strawberries, which is pretty cool. Huga Homestead, thank you so much for stopping by. That's awesome to have a lot of people here. Don't forget the thumbs up. Um, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to help someone on YouTube. Um, Fiddleheads boiled and fried with garlic mustard. We might have some wild grape too. I've made sure they're not moonseed. I know there are some wild grapes in your area because we have some wild grape jelly here that I purchased from Judy, and she's from that area. Dewberries taste more like blackberries here. Okay. um, I didn't harvest a lot last year, so I will have to try it to see exactly what it tastes like here. But so yeah, back on the subject I wanted to touch on. Um, if you're trying to support people, and I'm not saying that to point fingers at anyone, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying sometimes people don't realize that what they're doing is not necessarily helping. If you go, sorry, hello, Cottonwood Ranch, Raquel. I'm not good with names. I'm just too tired to remember names. Um, let's say you decide, okay, it's Friday night. I want to go and watch some videos, and I have like 30 people that I have to watch. I want to support them all. If you go, give a thumbs up and a like. That's awesome. That's what you have to do. That's the best thing you can do. But if you go and watch 1 minute, then you move on to the next video, watch 1 minute, and then move on to the next video, you're actually hurting the channel because YouTube thinks that you don't like the video. So if you really want to support someone, um, and if you want to do it to me, I'm just going to talk about myself. If you want to support me, the thumbs up, the share, subscribe, the comment, all that stuff is amazing. If you don't like me talking, if you don't want to see what I have to say, but you still want to support me, put it on play, go to the bathroom, go cook lunch, go do whatever. And when you come back and the video is over, then move on to the next one. Because if you keep moving after 1 minute, you're just telling YouTube you don't like the video enough to watch the full video. And it's actually hurting the channel a lot. So just a little thing to keep in mind if you try to support people. Um, this is why I think I'm going to trash my lives until I grow a following. It just doesn't make sense for me at this time. The live streams are a little bit different though, because let's just take Tracy yesterday. He was doing his giveaway live stream. He had between 20 and 25 people for about 2 hours and a half. So let's take the minimum amount he had at 20 for 2 hours and a half. That's 50 hours of watch time minimum right there. We don't make a lot of videos with 50 hours of watch time. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that the live streams are working a little bit different. Because like always gardening and prepping is saying, it gives you a lot of watch hours. So I think that you managed to get the subscribers you were missing because you started going live. You start falling in the YouTube algorithm, and eventually people join, subscribe, and followed your journey. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, that's not fun. But the thing is, try to be consistent in your date and time. Um, when I started, I had 5, 4, 5, 6, 4. The first live stream I had, there was only one person on my live stream. And at some point, people will get used to you going live at the same time all the time. Um, like let's take my schedule, for example. I know right off the back on Monday nights, it's usually MiAnU Acres. They've been busy lately, so they don't always go live. But if there's a live stream on Monday, it should be them. Then I know on Tuesday, it's Hickory Crop Farm. They go later on Tuesday, and uh, sorry, I think there's also Creekside Maples that go on Tuesdays. On Wednesday, it used to be Bucket List Homestead and Ren's Homestead, but they stopped going on Wednesdays. Lynn is now going on Saturday nights. On Thursdays, we have Tracy at 6 Eastern, and then we have Plowman's Backyard at 7 Eastern, and then we have Thorhaven Farm at 8 Eastern. Now, some of them kind of stopped doing lives for a little while, but it's still in my schedule that those are the people that I will watch during the week if they're live, because those are my very close, good friends, and I know now when they go live. Friday I go live. I noticed, Raquel, that you were going live pretty much at the same time as I was. So maybe we have the same followers and they had to choose. So, might just be that you can keep going. Like I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind, but we might be hurting each other a little bit. But it's all good. I mean, I don't control YouTube, so you can go whatever you want. That's what I mean, like in a nice way. Um, on Saturdays, like I said, on Saturdays, Lynn goes on Saturday night. I started going on Sunday mornings because, I was lacking a little bit of watch time, watch hours, and Annie from Back to Basics Homestead goes on Sunday evening, and there's also Sean in Alaska. So just pick a night, pick a time, and keep going at the same time. And um, at first, it's hard. Like I said, when I started, I had like 2, 3 people at first. I reached 30 at some point, 35 at some point. It's just a matter of getting people interested in what you're talking about, and I'm not saying you're not. It's not what I mean. It's just sometimes try to do maybe something different. An interview with someone else, or um, have a specific subject, or anything like that you can promote before you go live. That will get people interested, and maybe they'll get used to go. Well, I think the Wednesdays are open for now from the people that I know of. So you could always try on Wednesdays if it's your schedule. But really, the thing is, go when it fits the best in your schedule. Go do what's best for you, and people will join. I mean, if you go live at the same time as me, maybe I'll stop at this time and head over to yours, or maybe we can do some collab, or there's endless possibilities. So I just need to get more regular content out and grow a following. A lot of the community is very supportive to grow a channel, but aren't into the content necessarily. Yeah, I kind of noticed that also. Some people will help you reach your goals, um, and that's all good. That's all good. Um, but they do the same thing to others after, and not necessarily keep following you. And I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. And I promise, I have just been busy, Raquel. It's not because I don't want to follow your channel. I have all the notifications still there. I just didn't have time. It's been so busy, and in the summer, the views go down a little bit, because the people that follow you are the people that garden also, and they're usually out in summer. I thought you were at 8, but honestly, I don't think I will last. Hey, it doesn't matter if you do what you feel is best for you. If I realize at some point that Friday night is not working for me, I'll just change. That's it. YouTube is for everyone. I'm the same way. I can't keep up to the people I'm connected to either. Yeah, it's not because we don't want to, and that's why I was saying, if you want to support but you can't really be there, because there's only 24 hours in a day, and I have about 100 people on my on my YouTube that I try to follow, and I can't follow them all. I have to remove the notification bell every once in a while on some people that um, I don't necessarily see too often, or they don't post too often. Um, and if I do sit down and watch YouTube, that means my farm work isn't getting done. Exactly, it's the same for me. If I'm here sitting down, it means that I'm not spending time with the kids. I'm not spending time with my girlfriend. I might be missing out on family time, but I might also be missing out on some chores with the animals or in the garden, stuff like that. So that's why in the summer, uh, a lot of people's watch time go down. Monday has been the best night for me. And see, people stick to the same time, same schedule. I didn't even know you were on Monday nights. Um, let me check. So okay, yeah. I'm trying to see if I was on one of your live streams before. No. So for some reason, I keep missing your lives. So what time do you go live? Always gardening and prepping. I watch a lot now, but as soon as school is out, I don't have internet. We're at camp, so for 3 months I disappear. Okay, that's why you left for a while last year. I was wondering where you had been, but that explains it. I mean, we all have a life. There's a few odd people that will be rich on YouTube. We can think about Justin Rhodes and maybe some other people, but let's admit it. We don't make a fortune on YouTube. We do it for fun mostly. I know I do it for fun because I make about $25 a month. So um, Monday night, 6 to 8 Central Time. So that will be 8 to 10 my time. I'll try to keep that in mind. I'll leave your page open here so that by next Monday I remember to make it. All right, I've been on for an hour and a half. 10:35 my time. I have to get up around 7. Well, before 7. We have to leave around 7:30 tomorrow morning. So I will let you guys go. It's been fun. It's been nice. And once again, I came back from the conference with amazing memories, amazing friendship. It keeps solidifying those friendships that I have. Marilyn, Annie, Tracy, Darren, Mike, and Angie. Um, there's some other people that it was nice seeing, and we connect on the social media now, and those are memories that I will have forever, and those are the people that hopefully we can stay friends forever. Warm, strong adventures. Thank you for stopping by. I was about to leave actually, but still nice to have you here. And thank you if you leave a thumbs up. Thank you. Sounds like a great conference. Yes, the information given there was great. The booth that were all around sellers, it was amazing. They had a lot of awesome stuff, and most of the people there, well, not most, but a lot of the YouTubers you see in my community were there. So gotta make some live stream posts tomorrow. Okay, I'll try to keep an eye open. All right, so have a great night, everyone. Have a great weekend. I will see you, if things go well, maybe Sunday morning. I'll be back online. If not, next Friday. I want to start having some guests up here to spend some time with. A little bit easier for me to talk with someone else and just talk to myself, or be alone on camera. I should say, because I'm talking to you guys, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? All right. Well, take care.